Well, hello everyone. It's Kari from sunshineonmypocket.com, and I'm here with a really great New Year's card. I'm going to be using this star stencil from Missing Stamps, but you could also use these little stars or the lightning bolts. They would all be really great for this card idea. And then I'm going to use a couple of the magical collection sets. This one right here, I'll use The Next Chapter is going to be great, and that little cat. And then, of course, the New Year's Happy New Year I'm going to use from this set, which has some great images for New Year's. This is going to be a magical New Year card. Now I've already cut out and colored some of the images. You can see here that I have 3 of this little guy standing on the books. I love that Miss Ink has some coordinating dies that you can get, so it made it so easy for me. I cut out 3 and just colored the books on the last 2 because we're going to stack them up just like this. And then this one I cut and partially colored. I'm going to finish that up on screen. And then I've got a couple of cats here and some books that I colored up in some shades of gold. So I have those all here ready to go when we're ready to put our card together. I'm going to be creating a couple of slimline cards or mini slimline cards. So to prepare for this, I did cut a piece of cardstock into a couple of panels here, and then I've got a piece that is 6 by 6 that I scored at the 3-inch mark, and I have that created, and then I've also die cut another panel. I will link the products I use below, but mostly I just did my own cutting with my paper trimmer. So these panels here measure 2.5 inches by 5.5 inches. And I'm just going to put that star stencil right over the top and put some of this gold paper glaze right over there. Gold is such a beautiful color for New Year's cards. This has a little bit of shimmer to it, so I really love that. And I'm just going to kind of evenly distribute that using this tool right here. Just kind of scraping that through those stars. By the way, this star stencil was a gift with purchase, so if you have this stencil, I hope you love it as much as I do. Hopefully she'll make it available for purchase as well on the site. So I'll take a look and see if I can find it for you. I'll link everything below. Okay, well, I'm going to set that aside to dry. And then while that's drying, I'm going to finish up this coloring here by just trying to make it a little more magical. And I'm sorry, my fingers are all in the way right here, but you'll be able to see in a second. I'm just adding some white dots and a few little stars using a gel pen. This is going to give her a little more of a magical look. It's going to make it look like her robes are sparkly. So that's a really fun technique to do to add some more magical elements to your card. Now we're going to go ahead and cut out these books. And basically when I cut these, I just followed right along the feet of this character so that I could stack those books up and still keep an entire character for use at a later time. So it's kind of a 2-for-1. So I'm going to be using these books just like this, and I'll go ahead and add a little tiny bead of glue and add those books one on top of each other until I get a nice little stack here. This is a great technique to stretch your stamps a little further, make him a little bit taller. He's going to fit perfectly on our mini slimline. Just like that. So I've got a couple of panels here that I'm going to pop up with some fun foam. And this is just something I got from my local craft store. This will make it pop up off of the background just a little bit more. So I'm going to trim it down so that it will not show around the edges. But look here, it's pretty close to the edges. And I'll just glue that with a small tiny bead of liquid adhesive. I like this liquid adhesive that gives just the small amount because then it does not wrinkle your cardstock. It's just a small little bead of glue. So I've been really liking this lately. I'm going to go ahead and add that fun foam to my other panel here. This one I used a die cut to cut those kind of frilly edges or lacy edges. And for this one, I'm going to do a little different technique. I will go ahead and glue that to the fun foam, but then I cut a panel of black cardstock to be just a little bit bigger than this so that I could use that as a matte frame around this one. There's also going to be enough room so there's a white frame all the way around that black frame. So this is a really great layered look. So I'll use this darker framed for the gentleman standing on the stack of books and the frilly one for the magical lady there. I went ahead and white heat embossed the sentiments on some colored purple cardstock for this one and on some black for the next one. So it says the next chapter is going to be great. Happy New Year. And I'm going to pop those up using some foam squares just to give it some more dimension. I'll pop up all the elements on top of this card as well. So including the books there and that magical lady. And then I'll glue this down to our card base that was a 6x6 scored at 3 inches. So this is a very great size for a mini slimline. It's 6 inches by 3 inches is the total dimensions there. And I'll finish up this other one as well with foam squares, adding the cats at the very end. So there we go. That is going to finish this little scene for both of them, using a different cat for each. I love that these little critters are included. Now the books there kind of fade a little bit into the background, so I am going to add one more element, but look at how those stars shine. I love the starry background. So for the books, I'm going to add just a little bit of Stardust Stickles, which is my favorite. Adding some glitter makes it look a little more magical and gives it some glittery effects. So I'll simply just add that very, very quickly, a thin layer, and that'll dry with a beautiful glittery sheen. And there's our beautiful New Year's wishes cards. I hope your next chapter is going to be great for 2023. I loved sharing these cards with you throughout the year. Hopefully you enjoyed this video today. If you did, give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. We'd love to see you again and again. I'll be back next year to share some more cards, more inspiration. Until then, happy holidays, have a very Merry Christmas, and we'll see you next year. Bye-bye.